Well, good evening, Tiger sports fans. Tonight here on LC Tiger Sports Live, it's girls softball. Liberty Center will be hosting the Lake Lady Flyers. I'm your host, Mark the Captain Bly, and on the call is Tim Davis and Zeb Orr. Boom, boom, bombing on the tech. And we're about to get underway. We're going to take a break now for the national anthem, and we'll be right back after this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Liberty Center High School for today's non-league softball matchup between the visiting Lake Flyers and the home Liberty Center Tigers. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a country with liberties and freedoms like none other. To honor America, we ask that you please stand for the playing of our national anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
All right, there you have the national anthem, and we'll go to our starting lineups with our broadcast crew, Mr. Tim Davis and Mr. Zeb Orr.
Well, Zeb, here we are. It seems like it's been a little while since we've been here, and it has. It's been at least a week and a half since the last game here on the softball field. Of course, on Monday, the Lady Tigers played on the football field and came away with a nice late-inning win against Hilltop to move their record to 4-0. And today we have the Lake Flyers coming to town with a 2-3 record. But I'm going to pass it on to you and let you go through our starting lineups on both sides here as we get ready to start action.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tim. All right. Well, for the Lake Flyers, we have leading off shortstop number 6, Deem Isbell. Third base, number 10, Elena Matthews. Pitcher, number 7, Kylie Bedford. Second base, number 3, Sarah Patrick. First base, number 11, Sophia Gruder. Catcher, number 9, Kylie Petrak. Center field, number 4, Aliva King. Left field, number 2, Ellie Reimers. And right field, number 1, Lucy Obuse. We'll get the Lady Tigers up here for their fielding positions in a minute, but we're going to lead off here. First pitch from Molly Perry. And number 6, Deem Isbell at the plate.
Well, here we go. Molly with pitch number 1 on its way. Swing and a miss, strike 1, as we start it on a cold, windy day here. But the sun is shining, surprisingly.
Well, any day that we can have 50 degrees and a little bit of sun in Northwest Ohio in April, that's pretty good.
That's right. Pitch 2 outside, so moves the count to 1-1.
It's amazing with as much rain as we got this past week or so how great the field does look.
It really does. Really good shape. As pitch number 3 is a swing and a miss, so Molly quickly ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter for Lake. Important to get ahead when you're talking softball, baseball, pitching. Makes it much easier on the pitcher and a little more difficult on your hitter here as the count now moves to 2-2.
See if she chokes up here and tries to get a hold of something inside. And hit to Macy Crew at third base with the throw to Kinsey Fuller at first for the first out.
Nice play by Crew there. Hard hit ball to her left. Was able to knock it down. Keep her composure. Make the play at first place. Nice job, Macy.
Next up for Lake here, we've got at third base, number 10, Elena Matthews.
Ground ball to short to Sinclair. Her play is at first.
Nice
It's an out.
play.
Emma has been very steady for the Tigers this year so far on the defensive side of things and with the bat. But a nice job to Molly pitching to contact, letting her defense do the work.
And Tim, that's the thing about this group of girls that Coach Keel has this year. They're all going to be very, very solid. They've been working on fundamentals since they were like 3 years old, so they're going to be really, really solid defenders.
Kaylee Bedford steps into the box. The 3-hitter for Lake. Fouls the first pitch off, and Molly again quickly ahead in the count. Ground ball up. Nice play by Molly. Snagged the line. One hopper back up the middle. Great play. Gets the out at first, and Lake goes 1-2-3 here in the top of the first, and the Lady Tigers will be coming to bat.
That was a great defensive top half of the inning for the Tigers there. 3 up and 3 down.
On a cold day, you don't like your defenders standing out there too long. And it causes some problems and not really ready to go and move, so you can get them in and out and keep them warm and you get your opponent out there in that wind. So great first inning by Liberty Center. Molly got ahead in the count, I think, on all 3 batters. 3 really solid plays, and that's one of the things as a pitcher, not just the pitching aspect of it, also defending your position, and Molly did a great job there with the third out.
Absolutely. Batting order here for the Tigers, we're going to have center fielder number 2, Emmy Gray, leading off. Left field, number 7, Eliza Jones. Batting third is going to be catcher number 50, Bea Barrett. Shortstop, number 20, Emma St. Clair. First base, number 22, Kenzie Fuller. Right field, number 5, Aubrey Zeiter. Third base, number 8, Macy Crew. Pitcher, number 15, Molly Perry. And at the bottom of the order, or leading off for the leadoff hitter, second base, number 1, Eddie Zentek.
All right, looks like we got Kaylee Bedford on the mound for Lake tonight, and stepping into the box will be Emmy Gray here. Emmy is batting .400 on the year, 1 RBI and 7 runs scored. You'd like to see that 7 runs scored from your leadoff hitter.
Yeah, I think we got maybe the Lake pitcher here got a little bit of a equipment malfunction, has to run out, and she's got to get her call wristband, her play wristband.
Her pitches, right? I'm assuming that's what's on there, what pitch she's going to throw.
It's kind of like her decoder ring.
Yeah. Watching her warm up, here, she's got some movement on her pitch, too. It goes away from the hitter a little bit, a little rise ball. So it'll be interesting to see if the Tigers can get the bat on it. Pitch on the way, and a strike on the outside corner to Emerson Gray. Bedford ahead, no balls and 1 strike. Wine delivered, ground ball up the middle, back to the pitcher, knocks it down, is able to make the play at first for out number 1.
She was close. I mean, she's got wheels on her. She's not a slow girl at all, as we've seen in the other sports that she plays. And she was going to try to leg that out as much as she could.
That'll bring Eliza Jones up for Liberty Center. Eliza batting .438 on the year, 5 RBIs and 5 runs scored. Swing and a miss on foul tip. It might have been there for strike 1 on Eliza. Eliza's a player that can do a lot of different things for Liberty Center. She's got swings with power. She does a lot of bunting for Coach Kyle as well, moving runners. So a lot of really good things that Eliza brings at the plate. Pitch 2 is high and away, moves the count to 1-1.
And talking about that, that's always important. Everybody wants they're a first baseman or they're a third baseman. No, you want softball players.
Ground ball to third, nice play by the third baseman. She'll step and fire, and it looks like the first baseman dropped it, so Eliza will reach first base on the air on the first baseman.
Now batting number 50, Bia Barrett.
Another hard hit ball right at the third baseman. Third baseman, nice job fielding it. Throw might have been a little bit low, but first baseman couldn't hang on to it. And now we have Bia Barrett stepping into the box. Bia with a .643 average. First pitch
Eliza on the move, and she's safe. Stolen base.
So Bia with a .643 average. She has 2 home runs on the year, 7 RBIs, and 3 runs scored. She takes the first pitch for a strike. But as Zeb mentioned, Eliza stealing and able to get to second base in scoring position. The 0-1 pitch on the outside corner for strike 2.
And you talk about power hitters. This is a power hitter in Barrett. The team played up at the football field on Monday night, and she hit one, probably went about 220 feet maybe into the stones in front of the football stadium, and she really got a hold of it. It would have been out in any softball field that these girls play in anywhere.
Yeah. Last pitch fouled off Bia's leg, so we're still no balls, 2 strikes. I think if you have a scouting report on Liberty Center, this is the one player you don't want to beat you. There's a drive into the right field. Right fielder going back, makes a nice catch, gets it in. Eliza will move up to third as she tags, but a nice play by the right fielder going back and making the play and getting the ball in. So now with 2 outs and a runner at third, Emma Sinclair will come to the plate for the Tigers.
And that's one of the things, with regards to stats doesn't always, show up is, Barrett hit that ball well. We got a runner advance now to third. And, the opportunity to put someone in scoring position, that's a great play by Barrett, even though it's going to show up as an out for her in the scorebook.
Yeah, she was able to get a fly ball to the outfield to move the runner up, kind of the right side, inside-out swing. So nice swing by her, and now Emma with an opportunity to drive a run in. And Emma's been solid at the plate for the Tigers this year as well. She's got 5 RBIs on the season, 6 runs scored, and with a batting at a team-leading .667 on the year. But falls behind quickly, 0-2 here against Bedford. The 0-2 pitch on its way, and ball in the dirt. Nice stop by the catcher, which will not allow Eliza to score. Really nice job by the catcher, going to her knees, keeping the ball in front of her. The 1-2 pitch. Emma out in front of it a little bit. It'll be a foul ball down the third base line. Emma out on her front foot on that swing there. Just couldn't hold back long enough. Looked like a changeup delivered by the pitcher there. The count remains 1-2.
Yeah, just with the few pitches that Bedford has thrown here, you can tell she's got a lot of control over these pitches, and she can put it where she wants it to go.
Fouled off down the right side. Count will remain 1-2. Nice at bat, so far for Emma here. Fouled off a couple tough pitches. As Zeb, as you were mentioning, looks like the pitcher's able to control her pitch inside, outside. She's got the changeup going. Swinging a line shot in the right center. That's going to be up the gap all the way to the fence for Emma Sinclair. She rounds first, heads to second, and she'll be there with a stand-up double and a run batted in as Eliza Jones will plate run number 1 for the Tigers tonight.
stand-up double and an RBI for Emma St. Clair. Great at bat. I think she used a lot of pitches. There's not the concern about the tension on the joints like there is the baseball pitchers with these softball players, but there is a conditioning factor. We're early in the season. If we can use a lot of pitches and maybe start to tire these girls out a little bit, that's all the better.
That was a tremendous at bat. She fell behind early and, when 0-2 count, fouled a couple tough ones off, and then lined that into right center for her 6th RBI. Mackenzie Fuller at the plate now for Liberty Center. The freshman takes the first pitch, was a ball. Second pitch here is fouled off to move the count to 1-1. And Mackenzie's had a really nice start to the season, I feel, for the Tigers. She's really steady at first base for them and has put the ball in play quite a bit.
Well, and not just softball here, but she showed herself really well in volleyball in the fall. She showed herself well for you during basketball in the winter. I think she has a real bright future here as a Lady Tiger.
Without any question, Zeb. A lot of potential here with Mackenzie as she evens the count here 2-2. Here again, we're in the bottom of the first inning. The Tigers plate 1 here so far in the first, 2 outs. Runner on second. The 2-2 pitch. Ground ball up the middle. Shortstop comes and gets it. Throws the first. For out number 3. The Tigers get 2 hits, and they get a run as well. And after 1 inning of play, it's Liberty Center 1, the Lake Flyers 0.
Again, Kenzie Fuller, that wasn't out, but what a great at bat for a freshman stepping into a varsity game. And really showing that this is not too big of a stage for her. It's only gonna prove beneficial for her as the season moves on.
Again, watching that half inning there from the Lake pitcher, a lot of balls out in front. I don't know if it's a drop ball or just a straight change. But actually, I thought did a really nice job keeping us a little off balance, and she picked away at the corners, especially that outside corner. So
yeah, a lot of pitches were out low and away. Made us chase at a lot of maybe not hitters pitches. Definitely, she's got a lot of control. Up to bat here for Lake, we've got the second baseman or basewoman, I guess we should call her, number 3, Sarah Patrick.
All right, Molly still on the mound. First pitch, line drive to second. Nice play by Addie Zintek. Quickly gets the ball to first to Mackenzie Fuller for out number 1.
Boy, Zintek she's just so fast. Just incredibly quick.
Yeah, hey, Zeb, let's set the stage here real quick. You got Macy Crew at third for Liberty Center.
Yes.
Emma Sinclair at shortstop. Addie Zintek at second. Mackenzie Fuller at first. Molly is on the mound. Molly Perry. Bea Barrett behind the plate, Eliza Jones in left field, Emmy Gray in center field, and Aubrey Zeider is the right fielder for Liberty Center.
Yes, absolutely.
Pitch number 1 to the 6 hitter. Are we here for Lake?
Yes. Number 11, Sophia Gruder.
So Gruder
first
at the
base.
plate. She's the first baseman for Lake. Fouls one down the third base line and moves the count to 1-1. The 1-1 pitch for Molly. Swinging a ground ball down the third baseline. Fair ball. She rounds first. Eliza gets it in very quickly to hold her to that long single down the line. But a nice swing by the Lake Flyer down the third baseline. Not much Macy could do. That was by her in a hurry and right down the line, so she couldn't get to it.
That was great. Heads up by Eliza Jones out there, and kept that from being anything more than a single. Just with her effort. I mean, that was an A for effort.
It'll be interesting to see here what Lake decides to do. Obviously, a really good catcher with Bea behind the plate to see if they're going to test her arm or not, especially early on here as we're here in the top of the second inning. Ball 1, a swing and a fly ball, shallow left field. Eliza comes in, makes the catch for out number 1. That'll hold the runner at first base. I really like how Molly's pitching to contact, forcing Lake to put it in play. They have, and Liberty has made the play so far early on here.
She has. She's working quickly, and she's giving the Lake hitters the bait, and they're making contact with it, and then she's got a great group of fielders behind her that are making tremendous plays.
So pitch number 1 is a ball. 2 is a foul ball towards the LC dugout to move the count to 1-1. Zeb, you look at Liberty's defense. And you always start, your softball, your baseball, you want to be really good up the middle. And I think Molly has showed her defensive ability at the pitcher's mound. Of course, Bia, an all-league catcher. You have Emmy Gray in center, an all-league center fielder. And then Emma Sinclair, who's kind of moved over from third from a year ago, has been as good as it gets at shortstop for Liberty Center.
And,
Looper to third, grabbed by Macy, and that will be out number 3.
Tremendous play by Macy Crew there, moving towards the pitcher's mound, grabbing that right out of the air. And, Tim, to your point about the, being strong up the middle, when Scott took this program over as the head coach, I think that was, 2016, 2017, that was the big emphasis that he put in was got to develop pitchers and catchers, because that's where so much of the game is won and lost. Infielders get outs, outfielders get outs and save runs, but it's really a game about pitchers and catchers. You talk about football being about the quarterback, you talk about basketball being about the point guard. In softball and baseball, it's about pitchers and catchers, and they've just done a tremendous job of developing depth and individual skill and ability with the pitchers and catchers over the last 7-8 years. That it's really shown up in this team this year. I think they were kind of the first group in the youth league that got the benefit of kind of the new coaching and the new development and whatnot. And some of these girls, I think, they started playing this sport when they were like 4 years old, and they've just had the skills just drilled into them over the years, and they're really, really hungry to win. Attack this season and see what they can do with it.
No question. And it takes time to develop those things, and they've done a really nice job, the coaching staff has with that. So
we've got number 5, Aubrey Zeider, the right fielder, up to bat here right now.
First pitch is a strike to Aubrey. Bedford with the 0-1 pitch is a foul back, moves the count to 1-1 on Aubrey. Aubrey, up to this point, is a 455 average. So doing a really nice job at the plate. Again, another freshman that sees a lot of time here. With that 455 average, Aubrey has 5 RBIs on the season. This is just the 5th game for the Lady Tigers as they currently sit at 4-0 on the season, off to an excellent start. Ground ball right back up the middle. Nice swing by Aubrey, staying through the ball, staying through the middle of the softball field, and is able to get it by the pitcher, and she'll reach first base with nobody out here in the bottom of the second.
And Tim, we've seen today these Liberty girls hit well. We're 4 games into the season, and the Liberty Center Lady Tigers have already scored 41 runs. They're averaging 10 runs a game. That's just time that they've put working on their skills and developing that hitting ability.
Yeah, here's an area too that they've been really aggressive on the bases so far this year. And there goes Aubrey. Just as I say that, we're going to have a dead ball. They're going to say Aubrey left early.
Oh no!
First base, so that will be an automatic out. And a dead ball, so the ground ball to second hit by Crew, we will redo that. But that is out number 1 on leaving first base early. So
this is third base, Macy Crew up to bat here again. Talk about a kind of a playing this game was born into her. Her dad and her
line shot back up the middle off the pitcher's glove and will dribble into center field, and Macy Crew will reach on a line drive single back up the middle.
Great hit by Macy Crew. Her dad and her brothers were great baseball players, and her older sister Delaney was a great softball player here. And it's just kind of, she just kind of following the line of her family in what they've all done over the years, and kind of just following that orange and black tradition. Number 15, Molly Perry, the pitcher, up to bat.
Lays a bunt down. The pitcher will field that and ball is again dropped by the first baseman. Crew will go to third. Throw to third is not in time. Great base running by Macy Crew, being able to move up even with that ball just getting just a little ways away from the first baseman. So the bunt by Molly will move Macy all the way around to third. Molly will be safe at first.
Number 1, Eddie Zintek is going to be stepping to the plate here.
Zeb, I've learned by watching softball, and Liberty does a lot of bunting, of what I've noticed. But I think the theory behind that is make the other team field the ball, and I think that really comes into play when you have a dominant pitcher running. So we have a courtesy runner. Is that what it's called, correct?
Courtesy runner
Lily Howard will run for Molly Perry at first base. But back to what I was saying there is making the defense make plays and field the ball and moving runners. So line shot right at the second baseman, and they will double off. There's not a whole lot you can do. That ball was smoked right at the second baseman.
Yeah, that was a great play by Sarah Patrick, the second baseman for the Flyers, and I don't know if she caught that ball or that ball caught her, but she was right there and snagged that out of the air, and it was a force. There was nothing our base runner could do. She had to go, but great play by.
And that was Addie Zintek, right, with the line drive. So really good swing by Addie, and some really good swings by the Tigers in the first 2 innings. Okay.
I mentioned, how many runs the Lady Tigers have scored here. They've scored 41 runs on the season so far. They've only given up 14. So if you think about that, they're averaging about 10 runs, for, and about 3 runs against for the season. That's, if they can carry that into league play and keep hitting that well and playing defense that well, hopefully we're going to see a lot of success as they get ready for the NWOL season.
Yeah. In softball, a lot of it is, you had mentioned it earlier, pitching, and a dominant pitcher with speed. Liberty doesn't really have that pitching staff that has a lot of speed. They have good control. They're able to mix things up, keep hitters off balance. So your defense is going to have to be able to make plays to stay in some games. So, all right, here we go. Top of the third for Lake. Ground ball. Molly again with a nice play at the pitcher's mound. Throws to Fuller for out number 1.
That was number 2, Ellie Reimers. I believe the coach's last name at Lake is Reimers, so I wonder maybe this is his daughter or a niece or some relation. So she's left-handed. We got another left-handed batter here in number 1, and Lucy Boos.
And she flies out on the first pitch to Eliza Jones. So quickly, 2 outs here in the top of the third.
You see these left-handed batters in softball, and that baseline is so short, and they can just get down that line so quickly. It's scary if they get the bat on the ball.
Well, and that's the thing. It's different than baseball. I mean, when you have that short of a distance, which is 60 feet, I think. So any ground ball hit, any bobble is going to be tough to get a decent, especially a speedy runner out. Mm-hmm. So you got to make the plays. You got to be consistent, make good throws.
Mm-hmm. This is the back up to the top of the order here for Lake. The shortstop, number 6, Deem Isbell. She was an out for Lake at the beginning of the game, and we'll see what Molly can do with her here.
I think maybe the coach wanted her to take a pitch or two there with 2 pitches and 2 outs in this top of the third. So the count sits at 2-1. 2 outs, top of the third. Pitches outside, moves the count to 3-1.
Well, you got to think 3 balls. This is going to be over the plate somewhere, high, low, inside, outside. But this is going to be over the plate.
Ball
got her
called on the outside corner. that's the thing you talk about. We talked about earlier, getting ahead in the count. You're sitting 3-1. That's kind of a hitter's count. She can be picky, pick the pitch out in a certain spot. If it's not there, let it go, and that's exactly what she did. So the full count pitch is swing and foul down the right field line, out of play, and we'll do it again. So 3-2, 2 out, top of the third. And Molly delivers the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. A change-up from Molly is what it looked like. The hitter was way out in front, and the Lake Flyers go 1-2-3.
Absolutely. That pitch from Molly, that was about 15 feet in front of the plate, and it just looked like it almost stopped in midair and got Isabel to chase it and commit with that bat, and that was the third out.
All right, these broadcasts are brought to you by our sponsors, and those guys are KK Collision, Meyer Badenhop Insurance, STN Design, Affinity IT Group, 3Chord, Davis Farm Services, Swanton Welding, Pam and Dick Leatherman, Pisanello's Pizza, Gerald Grain Centers, Holgate Metal Fab, and Sattler Meats. And guys, we got one of the things I started doing is trivia for the sport. We've got softball trivia today. What country won the Women's World Championship first? So who won the first Women's World Champion softball? What country? And we'll give you the answer in the bottom of the fifth inning, and you can text me or contact us on Facebook or whatever with your answer. You don't get a prize, but you can just talk crap for a week or something. I don't know.
All right, here we go. Bottom of the third, and then Liberty will start the top of the order here.
Yeah, number 2, Emmy Gray, the center fielder.
First pitch is a ball. Pitch number 2 is also a ball low. And Emmy quickly ahead with a 2-ball, no-strike count. Bedford's pitch, strike on the inside corner.
That was the textbook definition of an inside pitch. That may have hit the black ring on the plate coming across.
2-1 pitch, ball in the dirt. So skip past the catcher and go to 3-1. So now you're sitting, as a hitter, 3-1 count. You're the leadoff hitter. You got to be real picky, I think, in this situation. Pick the ball out in a spot. If it's there, drive it. If not, you got another pitch if it's called a strike. So the 3-1 pitch.
She gets a free trip.
Yeah.
Free trip to first base.
Yeah, the pitcher asked where it was at, and the umpire said it was high. So Emmy Gray reaches on a base on balls with nobody out here in the bottom of the third. I would anticipate maybe the Liberty trying to steal a base here.
Yes, number 7, Eliza Jones up to bat. But obviously you've got a very athletic, very fast Emmy Gray there. And she's safe.
Yeah, Eliza fakes the bunt. Emmy steals second base. Throw just a little off from the catcher, allowing her to get in there. So now we have a runner in scoring position. 0-1 count, pitch fouled back on the attempted bunt by Eliza.
Eliza's got 2 strikes on her here now. She's going to have to be really careful. Get those eyes peeled wide and see how close that ball comes to the plate.
As a hitter here in this situation, you want to try and get the ball to the right side if possible. Ground ball over there will move the runner. Fly ball out in front. Ground ball to right.
Oh, goodness.
Through the legs of the third baseman into left field. And the left fielder will get it in. But Eliza Jones, I'm going to call that an error. Even though it didn't hit her glove, it's a play that should have been made. And Eliza will reach. Emmy will move up from second to third here. And the Tigers potentially with a big inning with Bea Barrett coming to the plate with nobody out.
Yeah, the Lake infielders all just signaled to each other, knowing what the situation is. I think, they might be a little verklempt right here, knowing that if Liberty Center can put some squiggly numbers up there on the scoreboard, 2 runs, 3 runs, or more, that could be questionable as to what the future of this game may hold.
Yeah. Eliza will take second base. Lake did not throw through, so now Bea with 2 runners in scoring position, looking to add to her team-leading 7 RBIs, and she'll bloop one into center field. It's going to be down. Gray will come in to score. Jones will go to third, and it's a bloop single for Bea Barrett and a run batted in as Liberty will take a 2-0 lead.
And that's the thing. No outs. Scored a run. We've got a runner on third and a runner on first. And again, another dangerous hitter coming up here for the Tigers and Emma St. Clair.
Maddie Foster. Is that?
Yep, Maddie Foster.
Will be running for Bea, another courtesy runner at first base. So I'd anticipate Liberty probably looking to steal second here as Lake allowed Eliza to go with no throw the last time. As Emma St. Clair steps into the batter's box. Pitch is a foul down the right side, out of play for strike number 1.
Doink that one off the top of the dugout. You think about, this group of softball players, Tim, and, almost all of them will get the pitch out of the way here.
Ball inside, and Foster will take second. The throw down to third, not in time, and Eliza's back safely.
Almost all of these girls won a championship of some sort this year, either in volleyball or girls basketball, even Maddie Foster in competition cheerleading, state champions there. These girls know how to win.
Line drive, right field, right fielder going back. She will make the catch. Runners will tag. Jones will score. Foster will move up to third. So a sac fly from Emma St. Clair for her 6th RBI on the season, and it's now 3-0 Liberty Center.
That was great contact by Emma St. Clair. She got all of that. The wind's coming, from right field over there. She got all that ball that she could, and she gets to put that RBI in the scorebook.
Nice piece of hitting by Emma. Mackenzie Fuller will step into the box. 1 out with a runner on third. Ground ball fouled on the third baseline. Going back to the ground ball to the third baseman, that Eliza, I think the third baseman might have thought it was hit a little harder than what it was. Eliza was out in front of it.
It kind of took a weird hop over there, and I almost wonder if she didn't have her glove down the whole way, and if it might have gone through the 5-hole. I wonder if it went through the wickets over there.
Yeah, here Bedford, the pitcher for Lake, I think her most consistent pitch is her changeup right now. She's been able to get Liberty out in front a few times. The fastball, Liberty stayed through the ball and has either got a hit up the middle or at least a fly ball, something to the right side.
Well, and these Liberty girls are aggressive. They're going to be aggressive. They're looking for that, that fastball over the plate. So obviously if she, throw the change up there and see if you can play into that aggressiveness and make it pay off for you.
Yeah. So Mackenzie Fuller fouls a couple off here. She is behind in the count. No balls, 2 strikes.
1 out.
1 out, runner on third. So Mackenzie battling here. Needs to put it in play. That's the objective here as a hitter. Make Lake field it and try and get that run in. The 0-2 pitch. Nice job to stay back. Fly ball to right field. Will drop off the second baseman's glove. Runner will score for Liberty's 4th run of the game, the 3rd of the inning, and we're going to give that a hit because that is a tough play by the second baseman going back. So an RBI single from Mackenzie Fuller here in the top of the 3rd.
And Tim, I don't want to speak ill of the second baseman in that position, and I assume she called the right fielder off. But experience and wisdom tells you that right fielder is the one moving toward the play. She's not moving back over her shoulder; she's moving forward toward the play. She needs to call the second baseman off if she can get to that ball and see if she can snag that in her mitt.
All right, what do we got here? Aubrey Zeider stepping to the plate.
Right fielder, number 5, Aubrey Zeider.
Bunt, foul tip, I believe. Fuller steals second, so she slides in safely as the throw is just a tad late. And again, another runner in scoring position. What did Aubrey do last time, Zeb?
She was hit up the middle with ended up being an out.
Okay, so Aubrey back to the pitcher, her first at bat. The 0-1 pitch is low and outside to move the count to 1-1.
But one of the things Aubrey did last time is she made the pitcher work. Got several pitches, made her throw and present a lot of pitches across the plate.
Off the handle, drops fair down the right field line as she kind of muscled that one. Throw home, not in time. Throw down to second. Out is the call at second, with Zeider trying to move up to second base after the throw home. But again, a nice piece of hitting by Aubrey. Was able to muscle that pitch that got in on her hands a little bit down the first base line. Mackenzie Fuller was able to score. Lake will get Zeider out at second.
I think we were fortunate that the foul line was painted where it was right there. Number 8, Macy Crew up to bat here for the Tigers.
When I go back to Aubrey Zeider a little bit, she's a player that's has a lot of tools. Mm-hmm. She's very strong for a freshman. She's got good speed, so she can do a lot of different things for Liberty Center. Ground ball back to the pitcher, plays at first for out number 3, but not after Liberty scores 4 runs to take a 5-0 lead here going into the top of the 4th inning.
And again with Zeider, you're talking about a family, a lot of baseball / softball pedigree, in their family, a lot of Tigers over the years, showing their skills on the diamond. And again, here she is as a freshman. She played really well during volleyball season. She's a very, very strong girl, very athletic, and just using the skills and tools that she's developed, and has a bright future in front of her. If you're out here starting as a freshman, you're going to have a hopefully a long, prosperous career playing softball for the Tigers.
It's always interesting to see how the mix of different grade levels goes. On these sporting teams, sports athletic teams, and this is a mix of dominant senior class with 6, I believe, and then a mix of some juniors and some freshmen. But it's been a nice mix so far. I think things have come together. Coach Kyle's got to be happy, as we have a discussion right now between the umpires. Not sure what that is about, but
a quick trivia update. About 10 people have sent us a message on Facebook. It was not the United States. They did not win the first women's World Softball Championship. It wasn't Germany. And I don't even know where this other country is, somebody said. So.
Yeah, Mark, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't happy with your trick question on the stitches of the ball either last week. So
you and everybody else.
Stitches?
Yeah.
So,
I gave credit for both answers. 108, 216.
And I don't need to sit on Spike's lap, so that's all right. So.
He didn't like that trivia question either. So.
All right, here we go. We're in the...
Number 10, Elena Matthews up for the Flyers.
Molly Perry still on the mound, done a really nice job tonight. Lots of strikes. No base on balls up to this point. I'll probably jinx her. And again, she's quickly ahead here on the leadoff hitter at no balls and 2 strikes. Strong wind blowing out to left here.
It's almost picked up. I thought maybe it would lay down, but it's picked up.
Yeah. Nice pitch by Molly, staying off the plate a little bit as she's way ahead in the count. Molly with the 1-2 pitch.
So, Mark, am I allowed to give you what the Google machine says about the Women's World Softball Championships?
No Google.
Oh, okay, wow.
Google is cheating.
Hey, you know what? Cheat to win, and if you lose, start a fight.
1 ball, 2 strikes as the Lake Flyer hitter fouls one back. Molly delivers. Ball high, moves the count to 2-2.
Boy, I tell you what, I don't know if the viewers at home noticed this last week when we hosted Miller City here, but just got to give credit to Caleb Pullman and the athletic department. That new scoreboard out there for the softball
really nice
team just looks great. Those numbers are nice and bright and easy to read. And behind us, the baseball team got a new scoreboard and batter's eye. Looks great over there too.
Ground ball up the middle. Emma Sinclair goes to her left, makes it look easy, and makes the throw at first for out number 1. And again, Molly Perry pitching to contact, keeping her defense on their toes, and they've made every play up to this point.
Guys, also we got to thank for the new high-definition cameras we have out here is the Liberty Center Athletic Boosters. They made these new high-definition cameras possible for us, so we appreciate them too.
Great community we live in. There's no question about that. With
absolutely.
our boosters and LC Tiger Sports Live and our athletic department and administration, second to none.
We'll even give credit to Mr. Richie Peters, the superintendent. He holds it all together.
All right. Molly falls behind. 2 balls, no strikes.
This is number 7, Kaylee Bedford, at the plate right now for Lake.
Molly picks away at that outside corner for strike number 1. Two 1 pitch. Hit her way out in front. Looked like a changeup.
That was a tremendous pitch by Molly. She had that one in her back pocket.
Yeah, again, if you don't have that overpowering stuff, you got to make sure you're accurate, you're consistent with corners, you got to change speeds, and that's exactly what she's done here today. The 2-2 pitch, ball outside, runs the count full here as we're in the top of the 4th. Liberty Center with a 5-0 lead, 1 out, 3-2. Fouled off. So the Lake Flyer hitter is battling here. Making Molly throw a few pitches. Full count. And the pitch. Ground ball in the hole. Nice play by Emma St. Clair. Throw to first, not going to be in time, but what a play in the hole. Backhand side. Dives, makes the play. Just couldn't get enough on the throw, but great effort by Emma there.
Oh, that was tremendous. Moving to her right, away from her glove and stabbing that and making that throw. That was a great play. And had a good runner there on the base path, and maybe any other girl, Sinclair makes that play, but that was a great effort. Number 3, Sarah Patrick up here for the Flyers now.
We got a pinch runner or courtesy runner at first for Lake. First pitch is low for ball 1. Again now, Blake's coach went through the signs there as he gives numbers, it looks like, and down 5-0. I'm not sure if you want to test the arm of Bia or not. Ground ball back to the pitcher. Throw to second for 1. The relay to first, not in time, but the Tigers will get the lead runner on a play by Perry off the pitcher's mound, and that will be the second out of the inning for Lake.
Number 11, Sophia Gruder, the first baseman here up for Lake, and again, tremendous play by the Tiger infield. Heads up, knowing there was a runner there, turning around, getting that lead runner, and keeping nobody allowed in the scoring position.
That first pitch is fouled down the right field line, out of play. As all 3 Tigers rush to the fence to see if they have a chance. One strike pitch is fouled down the third base line for strike number 2.
Quickly behind in this count, Molly's got a lot of options now, decide what pitch she wants to throw because she's ahead on this one.
Don't want to throw anything too good, I don't think.
No, never.
The 0-2 pitch on the outside corner, swing and a miss for strike 3 and the third out. We don't need to get a fourth one at second. And that will end the top of the 4th. So Lake, no runs on 1 hit, which I believe is their first hit of the game. And after,
I think it is. You're right.
After 3.5, it's Liberty Center 5 and the Lake Flyers 0.
Somebody got the trivia question. Okay, the first world champion women's softball team was from the country of Australia. They beat the USA 1-0, and I think it was kind of jaded a little bit because the tournament was actually held in Melbourne, Australia. So home cooking.
They probably cheated.
So, yep. So we do have a winner, and I'll get with you. You win a high five or something. I don't know.
Who was the winner?
Dan Clendenin. Mike Clendenin.
He Googled it.
He Googled it. I gave him the idea. He Google machined it.
You know, I'm not sure what's going on, but there's something that Lake coach doesn't like, I think. He's talked to the umpire several times. I don't know.
And now he's calling the Liberty coach over.
I mean, I know they've changed lineups or subs, but even before they got the cards out, they were talking about something, and I'm not sure what it is. Doesn't matter.
You know, real quick, give a birthday shout out. Mark, you mentioned Swanton Welding and Machining is one of the sponsors for LC Tiger Sports Live. Today is Mrs. Connie Zeider's birthday.
Oh, that's important. We got to get that one out. So I know Grandma Jean, her mom's listening. So
Always.
You know, we can say happy birthday and hi to Grandma Jean at the same intermission break here.
They might be at home watching Aubrey play here for the Tigers.
Cake and a little juice and
number 15 Molly Perry up to the plate here for the Tigers.
What'd she do last time, Zeb?
She got on base. Was
that the bunt? I think
it was
she
a
bunted.
bunt. Yeah, it was
I think
a bunt.
she bunted and they reached on that. So Bedford, the pitcher for Lake, first pitch is a ball. Second pitch is fouled straight back, and we go to a 1-1 count. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Change up. Molly stayed inside the pitch. Ground ball to second. And the second baseman will make the play at first for one out in the inning. It was, again, another change up. Molly was able to keep her hands back a little bit and drive it just right at the second baseman.
Yeah, this I'll tell you, this late pitcher, she's very skilled. She really can control these pitches.
This is Addie Zintek at the plate. Ground ball back to the pitcher. She'll knock it down and be able to throw Addie out at first for out number 2. And if you're a defender, you like the quick outs. The less you have to stand out there in the wind. So let's see if Emmy doesn't take a pitch here to start out with.
Yeah, back up here at the top of the order, number 2, Emmy Gray.
First pitch, swing, check swing. Foul back.
Emmy was an out her first at bat, but ended up with a hit and coming around and crossing the plate for her second at bat.
Emmy coming into this game was batting .400 on the year, 1 RBI, 7 runs, fouls one off down the first base side, and she falls behind 0-2 in the count. Now anything close here you got to protect. Put the bat on the ball. 2 pitch, change up, just missed outside to move the count to 1-2. Kaylee Bedford, your pitcher for Lake. Pitch is swing and a fly ball to left field. Left fielder going back, makes the catch for out number 3. So a good swing by Gray. Left fielder able to go back, make the catch for the third and quick out. 3 quick outs for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 4th. And it's still Liberty Center 5, Lake 0.
That was a great play by that left fielder. Again, the wind is moving across the field out there, right to left, and she did a great job of judging the flight path of that ball and snagging that hit.
This time of year, your spring weather, of course, in Northwest Ohio is always crappy.
Well,
and
yeah.
As an outfielder, it's not easy.
No.
When you have winds, pretty much every game. And how to play that, and it's definitely not easy. So definitely a nice play by the left fielder there.
Well, and the other thing about, as you mentioned, our poor weather here in Northwest Ohio during the spring is you may come out here one day and the wind's coming out of the west. You may come out here a second day it's coming out of the east, and the third day it's coming out of the north. Right. So, it's not only just, I got to learn how to play the wind, but you got to learn how to play the wind coming from different directions.
Yeah. As we mentioned earlier, Liberty last game was Monday, and they were able to play that game on the football field. Mm-hmm. So that was nice to be able to do that. And, the field was awfully wet out here with all the rain that we've had, and so being able to move that game over there worked out really nice. And the Tigers, like I said earlier, came in with a nice win against the Hilltop Cadets.
The catcher, number 9, Kylie Peachera-Zach, up to bat here for the Flyers.
The 1-0 pitch is low for ball 2.
Let's give a shout out here real quick. Our plate umpire tonight, Mr. Mike Bartley, and our field umpire tonight, Mr. Bill Davis, have done a tremendous job.
Line shot into the left center field gap. Gray going to get it. She'll field it cleanly. Rounds first base, and Gray does a nice job cutting that off in the left center field gap and getting it in to hold the Lake Flyer to a long single.
We're going to have a courtesy runner come in here, number 12 for Lake. That is
batting number 4, Olivia King.
Junior Addie Bame.
Olivia King will step to the plate for Lake. So Lake with their leadoff hitter on, facing a 5-0 deficit to your Lady Tigers. Molly delivers, ground ball, the right side, through for a base hit. Zyder will field it cleanly, throw to first, not going to be in time, so we have back-to-back singles from Lake here in the 5th inning.
Next up, number 2, Ellie Reimers.
With nobody out. That'll bring the left-hand hitter Reimers to the plate.
Again, one of these left-handed hitters in softball where it seems like they've got 4 steps all the way to first base by the time they make contact on the ball. And we've already got given up runners here on both first and second. This is a tedious situation.
The good thing about it in this situation is the bad thing is you got runners on. The good thing with the left-hand hitter, you got runners on, because any kind of slap to the left side, you're going to have time to get one of either the runner at first or second. You look at Eliza in left field with the left-hand hitter. She's in a few steps looking for that slap. So we'll see what happens and see how they play it. Ground ball to left side. Emma gets it. Bad hop. And that'll get through her. 1 run will score. Runner goes to third, safe. And then the hitter will move up from first to second. Tough hop on Emma there on that ground ball. I think she feels that she should have had it, but that gets through and will drive in 1 run and still leave runners on second and third with nobody out. And Coach Kyle's going to make a trip to the mound.
Yeah, you almost wonder how that kind of kicked up and looked like it kicked up and got her in the shoulder maybe. Yeah. She was moving to the right and the ball hit and then looked like it skipped back to the left, so you don't know kind of what was the spin of the ball coming off the bat, but I think it definitely caught St. Clair kind of off guard a little bit.
That's one thing when I was watching the game on Monday on the turf. You're not going to get a bad hop on the turf.
No.
You might get it'll get through in a hurry, but no bad hops there, and that's how your professionals feel. They're playing on that top level surface, and they don't get the bad hops like you do in high school.
Yeah. So we got number 1, Lucy Boos, up to bat here. Tim and I were talking before the game. There was a football player at Eastwood, so kind of over there in the same geography as Lake. Case Boos a couple years ago was a very, very talented back and receiver. I wonder, if maybe this might be a cousin or some relation to him, but he's a tremendous athlete, and this girl, she looks like she's a great athlete as well.
All right, so Lake with a run in, runner on second and third, nobody out. Trying to get back in this a little bit. A base hit here would do exactly that. So corners are in for Liberty Center, expecting a bunt maybe. Ground ball back up the middle. Molly fields it cleanly, throws home to Bia. Tag is out at home for out number 1. So that's the third time in this game where Molly has done a really nice job of fielding her position. She makes the play this time and gets the tag out at home with Bia for the first out of the inning.
That was an interesting decision to run on that.
Number 6.
I'm not quite certain what the thought process was. It wasn't a force, but she went right into an out and kind of gave us a little bit of a present there.
Yeah, typically on third base there, you want to make sure it gets by the pitcher and then you're going. But possibly a base running error there on Lakeside. So 1 out, runners at the corners. Pitch is outside, runner is going, throw down to third, not in time.
So there was the steal there by Booth. She has gotten herself to within scoring position as well. And we are back at the top of the lineup here, batting number 6, Deem Isbell, the shortstop.
So kind of back into the same situation we were just in, just with 1 out instead of nobody out. The 1-0 pitch is fouled back, and the count will even at 1-1. See if Liberty can't make another defensive play here to keep any more runs from scoring. A nice throw by Bia there on the fake throw to second, throw down to third. Just able to get in just before the tag. 1-1 pitch. Ground line drive up the middle. Gray came in at first. It's going to go over her head. 2 runs are going to score. Gray gets it in, and it's a stand-up double for the Lake Flyer hitter, who was our hitter there?
That was the leadoff, Isbell.
Number 10, Elena Meadows.
Deem Isbell with a double. That's a tough play. Her first step was in. It's a line drive right at you. And gets over the center Gray's head, and 2 runs score to make the score 5-3. Liberty is going to make a pitching change. Looks like Reese Kessler will come into the game. And I'll pass over to Mark.
Hey, well, we got a pitching change. Let's go through our sponsors again. These guys make these possible, and they make them possible for free to you guys, so we appreciate them. KK Collision, the leader in the automotive repair industry, 27 years right here in Liberty Center. Meyer Badenhop Insurance since 1933. Northwest Ohio has been the home of the Meyer Badenhop Insurance Agency. STN Design, your home for custom screen printing and embroidery. Affinity IT Group, cybersecurity, managed services for your company's demanding computer needs. 3Chord, sign it, sew it, screen it, promote it. Davis Farm Services, that family-owned agronomy business serving Northwest Ohio farmers in the Liberty Center area. For 50-plus years, Swanton Welding, they've been providing their customers the highest quality metal fabrication services since 1956. Pam and Dick Leatherman, Pizzanella's Pizza, that family restaurant right up downtown Liberty Center. Gerald Grain Centers, that farmer-owned cooperative, 9 locations here in Northwest Ohio. One right by our studio on West North Street. Somebody asked me, what is West North? Well, it's the west side of North Street. Come on. Holgate Metal Fab with 14,000 feet of metal fabrication area. Holgate Metal Fab is your shop that you can count on. And Sattler Meats, from our farm to your table, right there on North Perry Street in Napoleon. And we thank you guys for your generosity and helping us put these broadcasts on.
So a pitching change for Liberty Center as Reese Kessler will come into the game after Molly goes 4 1/3 innings. Had given up just 1 hit through going into this current inning and gave up 3 hits there. So Lake doing a nice job, kind of catching up to her speed and what she throws. And Reese comes in. We got a ball in the dirt. Bia does a nice job knocking it down, but the runner will move up to third base. With 1 out here in the top of the 5th, 5-3 Liberty Center. Lake threatening to score more.
This is number 10, Elena Matthews, the third baseman, hitting here for the Flyers.
Swing and a miss by Matthews. Bia does a nice job keeping it in front, holding the runner at third. This would be a big out for Liberty Center.
It would, and here's the thing. Molly, you started the game out, really, really well there, and I think maybe the Lake hitters maybe kind of figured her out a little bit, and so now we're going to throw a left-hander at him in Reese, and see if we can maybe have a little bit of a change that Lake's not going to be used to just yet.
Yeah, I thought Molly did a really nice job pitching. She pitched to contact. This inning they just found some holes, a couple hard hit balls. But overall did a really nice job of, like I said, pitching to contact, and our defense made some plays. So Reese kind of a similar pitcher. I think Molly throws a little bit harder. Reese known for that changeup, and gets a called third strike there for out number 2 on the Lake hitter. Not sure the hitter was too happy about that call. Might have been a little bit high, but when it's cold and windy, sometimes you get those calls.
Again, that ball just looked like it just changed direction in the middle of its travel to the plate.
Reese normally with really good control, changes speeds nicely, and the change to also that pitching from the left side a little bit different. So now we have 2 outs with the runner still at third base.
And that was one of the things I was talking to one of the assistant coaches about the game against Hilltop this past Monday, and Hilltop threw a left-handed pitcher at us, and it just seems as everything's backward.
Ground ball to second base. Zintex got it, flips over to first for out number 3, but some damage is done by the Lake Flyers as they score 3 runs on 3 hits and an error and leave 1 stranded. And your score after 4.5 innings is now Liberty Center 5 and Lake 3.
Hey, check our schedule on our website, lctigersportslive.com. Our next broadcast game, I believe, is Thursday as the Archibald Blue Streaks come to town. And that'll be our first simulcast. We'll have baseball and softball simultaneously going, and you can join both of those on our website. And I'm excited about both games going live out on Tiger Sports Live. Also, you can check our website. We do have the entire schedule, the away games or whatever. I know our teams will be traveling to Evergreen. And if you want to see a good softball game, go to the Evergreen Liberty game. It's at Evergreen. Macy Chamberlain, probably one of the top players in Northwest Ohio on Evergreen's team. I think she already has something like 11 home runs or some ridiculous number already. Penn State commit, by the way. So that'll be at Evergreen this week yet. You can check our schedule at lctigersportslive.com.
I know how to fix that.
Nancy Kerrigan. Oh,
you just don't pitch to her.
Yeah, well, that's been the thing.
All right, who do we got coming up here?
This is number 7 left fielder Eliza Jones at the plate for the Tigers.
First pitch is low and inside to Eliza. See if the Tigers can't get a few runs back here. Again, a big inning from Lake in the top of the 5th as they scored 3 runs. 1 ball, no strikes. Eliza swings and fouls one straight back, and we're even at 1-1. So 2, 3, and 4 hitter for Liberty Center. 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Moves the count to 2-1. Be nice to get a leadoff runner on ahead of Bia and Emma.
Absolutely, that would that would be a recipe right there.
Ball just high. Real good hitters count now at 3-1 for Eliza. See if she can't put a good swing on one. Definitely with home run power. 3-1 pitch. Out in front of it a little bit and grounds one foul down the third base line, and the count will run full.
Full count right now. This is going to be interesting to see what the pitcher comes up with.
3-2 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3. And Eliza will strike out for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 5th.
That's one of the things we haven't seen too many strikeouts here today. I think that's if my tracker's correct, that's only the second strikeout for both teams combined that we've had so far today.
So Bia steps in, ball outside. Bia, as I mentioned earlier, coming in this season, batting .643, 2 home runs, 7 RBIs, and 3 run scores. One of the top hitters in the NWAL. Swing, gets it off the handle, ground ball to short, play at first, dropped by the first baseman, and Bia will reach first on an error on the first baseman. Just didn't squeeze it.
And that's the maybe the third gift that the first baseman's given us here today. I think we've gotten a couple runners on, maybe not looking the ball all the way into her mitt or not squeezing her mitt tight enough. But we've gotten a couple gifts, 3 gifts from her today.
Maddie Foster will come in again and run for Bia at first. Let's see what the Tigers elect to do here, if they'll be sending their runner to get her in scoring position. Foster with really good speed.
Good power here also with the stick with Emma St. Clair.
1 out. Fouled back for strike number 1. Foster not moving on that pitch. Don't think anything's going to happen here. I didn't see any signs, but I could have missed them. 1 pitch, fly ball, right field. Right fielder coming in. It's going to drop off the second baseman's glove. Right fielder will get it in to second, not in time, as Foster will stand up at second and is safe. Again, that's a tough play, kind of a tweener between the second baseman and the right fielder with the wind blowing the way it is. And we're going to give Emma another hit on that play.
And, again, I don't know what their coach believes in. I don't know what his philosophy is. But if I'm coaching that, I want that right fielder.
Line drive, right field, base hit for Fuller. Right fielder bobbles it. Foster coming home. She's going to slide in safely. St. Clair will go to third, and Fuller will follow the throw up and be in safely at second base. So a line shot single down the right field line for Mackenzie Fuller, plates 1, and Liberty Center now with a 6-3 lead. A great comeback inning here for Liberty Center as they gave up 3 in the top of the 5th and be able to answer that with 1 here quickly in the bottom half, and 2 runners in scoring position at second and third.
Tim, as I was saying, I don't know what the late coach believes. I don't know what his philosophy is. But if I'm coaching, I want that right fielder. She's coming in. She's moving to the play. She's not having to try to make an acrobatic catch over her shoulder, running backward. I want her calling that second baseman off if there's any way she thinks she can get to that ball, just because it's a more natural catch for her moving into the action. We've seen that a couple times there today. I wonder, maybe if that's something that maybe their coach sees that could be addressed coming up.
Yeah, one of the things we talk about the wind as far as being able to fly balls, but the other thing is it's hard to hear.
That's true.
When you have the wind, that it all starts there with communication. Typically that's the second baseman's going to go get it until the right fielder calls her off. But you're right. Typically, if the right fielder or the outfielder can get it, they're going to catch it coming forward for many reasons. The play's in front of you. Get your momentum coming forward on the catch. So, yeah. All right, so 6-3 Liberty Center. We have 1 out, runners in scoring position with Sinclair and Fuller. Aubrey Zeider steps in. The first pitch is inside for a ball.
And there's a girls basketball coach that I hear screaming to his players all the time about talking on the floor. And, it doesn't matter what sport you're playing, whether it's
off the fist and loops into left field for Aubrey Zeider. A single for her. She's going to move up to second on the throw in to the pitcher. So it'll be a single and an RBI for Aubrey Zeider. Tigers take a 7-3 lead. Fuller moves up to third. Aubrey hustles down to second. And we change places with runners still in second and third.
That was a heads-up play by Zeider, knowing that she could get that extra bag out of that.
Molly Perry steps in. No, this is Macy Crew, my bad.
This is Macy Crew, number 8, Macy Crew. Reese will be hitting up next for Molly, I believe.
Yes. Macy tries to bunt and fouls that back.
But back to the communication thing, Tim. If it doesn't matter what the sport is, football, basketball, baseball, softball, you've got to communicate. If you're not communicating, you're putting yourself at a deficit.
Absolutely. I'm not sure what coach you're referring to.
I don't know.
As yelling.
I don't know who yells about
I don't
making sure that his
Coach,
girls are.
Coach Williams.
Yeah.
Her girls are yelling.
I don't yell anything.
I don't. Yeah, your nose is growing, Pinocchio.
All right, 2 balls, 1 strike to Macy Crew. She bunts. It's going to be fair ball. Oh, we got off Fuller's helmet. She's going to come in and score. Throw home, safe, and Crew will hustle down to second. So let's recap what just happened. Macy Crew bunts out in front of the home plate. The catcher fields the ball. Mackenzie Fuller's a dead duck. It looks like as she's halfway home, the catcher sees it, throws down the third. It goes off Mackenzie's helmet into left field. She will then score, and then Macy Crew finds herself at second base on all that.
And Tim, one of the other things about that is, when Fuller's coming to home, the catcher's blocking the baseline, and she's actually got to step
bunt by Kess. And so similar situation there.
Yeah, step out of the baseline to make it around. Mr. Pericini's here behind us talking about, teaching these girls to run off the baseline a little bit and not getting caught, into that spot. But, here again, at third base, maybe is there a question about players blocking the bag?
And another pinch runner here for Reese Kessler.
So Reese with a nice bunt down the first baseline. The first baseman fields it. Mackenzie Fuller off third a little bit. Throw to third, not in time. Mackenzie gets back safely. So now we have the bases loaded. 1 out with Addie Zintek at the plate, which has hit 2 hard hit balls.
Far. She's made great contact with the ball today.
Lily Howard down on first base.
Howard running at first, ground ball, gets by the first baseman. 1 run will score. Ball gets thrown into the pitcher at the pitcher's mound, and an error on Lake will allow another run to score, and the bases will remain loaded for the top of the order for Liberty Center.
Well, the other big thing about this, Tim, is the bases are loaded and there's only 1 out. This is a great scoring opportunity again for the Tigers.
So you got Crew at third, Howard at second, and Zintek at first with Gray at the plate. First pitch, ground ball up the middle, base hit into center field. That's going to score 2 runs. Crew scores, Howard scores, Zintek goes to third, she's safe, and Gray dives into second for the Tigers. So a single by Gray, 2 RBIs, and an 11-3 Liberty Center lead here in the bottom of the 5th.
And Liberty scores 10 again, plus to maintain that 10-run average so far this season.
Number 7, Eliza Jones.
See if Eliza can't get into one here.
Batting for the Tigers.
Pitch, swing, and a fly ball left field. It's deep, left fielder going back, and it's gone! A 3-run homer from Eliza Jones makes it 14-3 Liberty Center, and she got all of that one. As soon as it left the bat, you knew it had a chance, and she's all smiles as she touches home and is greeted by her teammates.
That's it.
And that's your ball game. That escalated quickly.
That did.
A 5-3 game turns into a 14-3 final for run rule for Liberty Center in a 6-run 5th inning.
That did. I was worried. Lake had scored 3 there in the top of the 5th, and I thought, oh no, we're in for a ball game. And boy, that ended fast.
Did you call that a walk-off then?
That's a walk-off.
That's
yes,
a walk-off 3-run homer. Eliza Jones and Liberty Center will go to 5-0 on the young season as they get ready for league play next week. Is that their next game?
Yep, at Evergreen. Yep.
At Evergreen in an NWAL showdown against one of the top teams in the NWAL.
Yeah, the NWAL is stacked this year for softball. You got Bryan, you got Evergreen, you've got Archbold, you've got Liberty. You've got other teams, but those are, it's going to be some premier softball this year.
So real quick, Mark, just to kind of recap a little bit, Liberty Center does a really nice job. I thought Molly Perry did a nice job pitching to contact. The defense made some really good plays. And then offensively, Liberty Center just making Lake make plays and putting it in play. I think, Zeb, you mentioned it, very few strikeouts, which you like to see. So Liberty Center being able to make contact was good to see. But overall, I thought a really solid game for Liberty Center.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, I mean, again, Liberty started the game out, 4 innings of scoreless softball. And then, I think, again, like I said, I think Lake, maybe kind of figured Molly Perry out a little bit. So we throw Reese in there as a left-hander, changed up a little bit. And then just an offensive explosion there in the bottom of the 5th, 9 runs in 1 inning. That's – wow, and Eliza hit that ball. That was a tower shot. I wonder if the wind maybe kind of got a hold of it a little bit. Not to take anything away from Eliza, but that was a great way to end the game for the Tigers.
Did I kind of call that a little bit?
You might have.
Let's see if she can't get into one.
You might have. Yeah, you might have. I think we'll give Eliza like 99% of the credit, and we'll give Tim 1%.
It's all Eliza, and it's all Tigers here today. Again, your final score, Liberty Center 14, Lake 3.
All right, well, we're going to go ahead and get out of here from Liberty Center Tigers softball field with Zeb Orr and Tim Davis on the call. Boom, boom, Ballman on the techie side. I'm your host, Mark the Captain Bly. Once again, Eliza Jones with a walk-off home run in a mercy roll. Liberty Center 14, the Lake Flyers 3. And for that, everybody, it's good night, and it's good Tiger sports.